Hello, thanks for watching this video. My name is Graeme Swallow, and I'm going to tell you today a little bit about my new progressive metal CD, Portrait of a Zebra. Well, when I was 5 years old, I started taking private piano lessons. When I was about 10 years old, I started taking drum lessons through the school music program. And when I was 12 years old or so, I started teaching myself guitar. So you could say pretty much I learned any instrument that I would really need to play in a rock band. In fact, in high school, I was in 2 different bands, and one of those carried through college. Also, while I was in college, I started teaching myself about audio production, recording, mixing in a digital environment. More recently, I was in a band called Revelation Project. That was a Christian progressive metal band that I wrote and arranged all the music for. And we played out a few times, but then we kind of went our separate ways. And I say more recently, but that was actually about 8 years ago now. And since then, I haven't really done anything with my music until this new solo project. Portrait of a Zebra is definitely not Revelation Project Part 2. The music is just as intense, maybe even more so in some cases, and from my perspective, that's a good thing. The subject matter of the lyrics is completely different. Some of the songs actually lyrically are very broad and cover 3 or 4 topics that in my mind are related, but that I just didn't think I could write individual songs about or have enough to say to make 3 or 4 individual songs. So I think the lyrics then somehow kind of mutate into this song that doesn't quite convey what I'm really thinking because I'm trying to cram so much in there. I don't have any plans to put a band together to play this music out anywhere. I really do view it as a studio project. A lot of the songs involve a very intense amount of layering. It would probably take 7 or 8 musicians to really do the songs justice. But at the same time, I can't really call this a solo project either. I play all the rhythm guitar parts, all the keyboards, all the drums. But I also brought in a fairly large number of outside musicians to help round things off, including 4 singers, a bass player, and a lead guitar player. So that's quite a bit of outside involvement. I found the musicians through a number of different sources and different places. Kyle, fantastic bass player. I've actually known him for about 6 years. And as early as maybe 4 years ago, I approached him. I said, hey, you know, if I ever do a project, would you be interested in doing some session work? And he was like, oh yeah, that'd be great. So it was nice to finally be able to get him in the studio and you know, to do a project with him. I spent months and months searching for a guitar player around this area, and just one after another didn't pan out. And finally, I'm searching around for session guitar players on the internet, and Stu's name came up. And it turns out that he lives in the UK. And so I sent him one 30-second solo spot on the song Garmin Bozia just to see what he would come back with. And I was so blown away by what he was able to do with that song that I knew exchanging files over the internet and across 6 time zones to the UK wasn't going to be a problem. The singers I found through a number of sources. Marissa was found through a Craigslist ad. She was advertising singing services, and at that point I was really waffling back and forth whether I was even going to include the song Love No More or not. And on a whim I said, well, what happens if we use a female singer instead of a male singer? And so I sent Marissa the song, and she sent me an audition of a similar styled song that she had written. And once I heard her singing it, I knew that that track was going to end up being a keeper.
Every day, love's flow bleeds for me.
Chad is a local musician. I found him on a website called bandmix.com. It turned out that he had been singing around the area in a Bon Jovi tribute band, and so he definitely had the right range and the right grit to sing a song like Garmin Bozia or Know Me. Tom is actually a friend of my co-engineer, Jay, and when Jay recommended Tom to me, I didn't realize, or I had completely missed that Tom was actually an opera singer. So he came into audition the same week that Chad did, and he just comes in here and just totally floors me with this mega powerful opera voice. And you know, my knee-jerk reaction was, well, this isn't gonna work, this isn't my style. But then within a matter of minutes, when I heard him sing Father and Son, I knew that having an opera voice brought the right kind of epic storytelling quality.
Many years later, the sun is forgotten, rose up to atone for the father sins, wielding the ancient and
Jimmy, I also found on Craigslist, which was kind of funny. He was advertising that he was looking for a band to tour with. And so he was advertising on the Kansas City Craigslist ad, but it turned out he actually lives a couple 100 miles away. And so I contacted him anyway. He sent me some auditions, blew me away. I'm like, you know, this is the sound of the voice that I want to open and close the project. Wanted to continue to write heavier guitar riffs, more aggressive guitar riffs. I feel like I always struggle a bit with that since piano is my first instrument. Another area was with the lyrics, trying to be more poetic. I have a very literal mind, and so if you go back through my old music, a lot of it, the lyrics are just very in your face. This is exactly what I'm saying, and that's that. I guess the third thing would be to try and keep things up-tempo, and in particular Thanksgiving, which is like a 7-minute long monster piece. I knew there was a certain point there after the second verse where I just wanted to like land on a big crash and just hold out a guitar chord and go into some quiet keyboard thing, and basically you know, I said to myself, no, we are going to make this thing just absolutely be pound, pound, pound right to the end. Yeah, for old school people that actually want a physical CD, you'll be able to buy those at www.cdbaby.com. For people who prefer MP3 downloads, the agreement with CD Baby is that they actually distribute to any number of places, iTunes and Amazon and all that stuff. So when the project is released on May 3rd, it should be pretty easy to just look up that project, Portrait of a Zebra, and grab yourself a copy.